babba ce Najeriya mu akwai daɗi to yan arewa ko babba ce Najeriya mu akwai daɗi. Kasa Afirka baka fata, kasa Afirka baka fata, in ka yi yawo ciki na ta dubba kamar Najeriya gidan daɗi. Najeriya ga farin jini, Najeriya ce gidan daɗi balle arewa uwa daɗi. Arewa uwa baki Najeriya mu akwai daɗi. Yan arewa a babba ce Najeriya mu akwai daɗi.
Listeners of Badegi Radio 90.1 FM Mina, thank you very much for always staying right here with us. I am Usman Apaya and we're here with a very special program, and I'm having with me the one and only CEO of Badegi Radio, and of course the mind behind this very, very important concept, a project we have talking about focus on Northern Nigeria. You're most welcome, sir.
I'm welcome, but I'm not happy because simply the Professor Mustafa Zubairu have disappeared. He's supposed to co-host this. He's supposed to be part of this laudable event. Notwithstanding, because of what we have seen and what is on the ground, we will continue. And today we are talking about transportation, the rail to port, export and import from northern Nigeria. And if we are talking about that, we are heading back to Barrow Port.
Very important.
Which are Yaradua, may so rest in peace, started raging, and Buhari came, and through Jonathan's 8 years, Jonathan took away the resources to go to his rivers, riverine area, and then Buhari came. Buhari was not keen about it, rather only come to commence the port.
Political
commissioning, and then there were no road from Barrow to any other part of the country, and neither do you have a rail that was to go through Barrow, Kacha, Badigi, Bakogi, Ba Lafia, Gitumena. And when they are even awarding it, they didn't even do the standard gauge, they awarded it at narrow gauge level. And now the Chinese company that was awarded came in to mobilize, and they never do the job, they abandoned the job, and they instead they stole all the rail material that is on the line from Mina here up to Barrow. Stripped, stolen. Where are we going? So that is the status of what it is. But when we are talking of making northern Nigeria a center of development, focusing on northern Nigeria, we now need to look for how do we export our products. Then we go back to tradition. The tradition is Barrow Port. And then the aggregation of facilities during the colonial administration in Nigeria were to facilitate the collection and baling of cotton, bagging of granules, and the similar products. Agricultural produce were exported or using railway to Barrow Inland Port. And then from Barrow, they put it on barges to Putu, where you have a seafaring crafts, ships that will take it to Europe to be processed. The processing plants were in Europe. And then with the current effort of commercialized agriculture based on the agri-business value chain, the emphasis is shifting towards exporting value-added products. According to idea behind the establishment of Barrow Industrial Park is to use the master plan of Barrow City to provide facilities and services for aggregating value-added agricultural products before they are exported. That's the pipe dream. We'll make Barrow a big agricultural city, processing city. We'll make a Kuala Lumpur out of Barrow. You know, Kuala Lumpur was a mining town before. The history of Kuala Lumpur is a muddy mining town. But eventually it becomes the capital of Malaysia, and it becomes a very big business center, and then it becomes the center for excellence. You need to go to Kuala Lumpur and you realize that they are gone. Because the Twin Tower there was the highest building in the world before Burj Khalifa, before Burj Al Arab. But unfortunately, we have been left behind, and we are looking at how do we sustain that particular project adjacent to the port, an agricultural value additional hub will host modular processing facilities for rice, groundnuts, millet, corn, shea-nut, cassava, yam, and more. Granite oil refining, and then textiles, and then the shoe manufacturing. These are the processes, and then the infrastructure will enable direct supply of raw farm produce from the north, local processing next to port terminals, outbound movement via port and rail corridors, and then growth of rural industries, jobs, and small-scale industries. So that Barrow area will experience an explosion of industries. Port facilities are there. Okay, Dangote, you have your cement, you bring it to the port somewhere between Obajana, take it to the port, barges to come to Barrow, and from Barrow, put it on railway, distribute your cement in northern Nigeria. You don't need this Dangote long trucks damaging our roads. Axle load of 30 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons, 70 tons, trailer that the roads are not constructed to carry these heavy goods. And see how we are, see the condition we are in now. There is no railway to Barrow from Mina, and there is no railway from Mina to Kaduna. We are stuck, and they are spending billions on roads where the rail that would be the tradition of moving goods in northern Nigeria to the southern part of the country has been abandoned. So we don't know, and moving from the port and the modular agricultural value addition hub, we come to sustainable exploration and mining of minerals resources of northern Nigeria. Now what do you have is illegal mines. Turuji have mines, Katrina, Zamfara, they are all mining artisanal gold, and then adding more trouble to the security, and then having bandits mining. Bandits are now being brought in to clear people of their land because they find that gold deposits and on those lands. Therefore, mining is a exclusive legislative list of federal government of Nigeria, and then the royalties paid by miners goes to the FGN. But what do we have today? Apaya.
Well, Baba, you are throwing, you are asking me, and I want to throw it back at you in a way, because I'm just looking when you're talking, as you are explaining, I'm trying to paraphrase into your spirit of thinking the unthinkable, so that as you are conceptualizing this idea, or having a roadmap to developmental target of the north, then there are some certain key things we need to put into consideration. In your own spirit of thinking the unthinkable, when thinking the unthinkable, if it becomes reality, that we have to go either as a country or as a region, as a confederation.
What happened to northern Nigeria? What happened to northern minerals? You see, you have to look at northern Nigeria from the days of tin mining in Jos and Plateau. Most of the mining activities of the north in the earlier part of the century is tin, iron and metal, tin mining. But you see, the way forward of today northern Nigeria is establishing a mining technical advisory committee to assist the states to apply for exploration license for one or more minerals available in the states. Now, there is Niger state government have a mining company in a joint venture. I think probably is it to some Chinese, some funny. I don't know. I don't want to know details because sometimes some of these details are funny. Yes. And in a recent conversation, according to this, they said that Niger State, it was recommended for Niger State to apply license covering 76,363 square kilometers of land. It now becomes a responsibility of Niger State government to pay royalties to federal government for all minerals mined. It equally gives a state government the opportunity to, number one, carry out detailed survey of all parts of the state to establish the types, quality, quantity of the mineral above and below the ground. And then current technological development make this possible. Mines currently with FGN license to be integrated into the state mining program, and the royalties paid to the FGN by the state on their behalf, local artisanal miners and small-scale miners to be mainstreamed, and the giving support to become full-fledged miners capable of playing full royalties to Niger State government, who will in turn pay to federal government. And then the illegal miners will be identified and either registered formally or prosecuted. By exercising full control over the industry and dealing with the miners, local and the foreign, with proven track record, Niger State government will be able to ensure that all communities affected by mining get full benefit and be part of the genuine effort to scientifically put in place effective remediation measure that ensure the safety and well-being of the communities. You know, some communities are ravaged,
Yes.
and some new communities are being harassed. There are cases along Wada here where a community was told even to move, that a school has to be closed because that secondary school seems to be sitting on a gold deposit.
Of course.
And somebody said he had already got a license
Yes, to mine.
He got a right over that location to mine. So we already discussed that there's a discussion with foreign investors interested in the following processing of lithium, manufacture of lithium battery for electric vehicles, and then establishing of gold refineries. They're already taking their refineries to Lagos. Manufacture of gold trinkets, is it possible? Manufacture of solar panels and manufacture of liquid hydrogen. Mining communities would benefit from an economic and a social empowerment program to be demanded from the genuine mining companies, and then federal government will guarantee scientifically determined royalties from genuine miners that will be much higher than that in the case now. Kaduna and Gombe State government obtained similar licenses from federal government for minerals and the interest to them. So you have what they call urban-rural linkages. It's your view that the urban and the rural areas depend on each other. Food security for both urban and the rural population is heavily dependent on rural areas. In most parts of northern Nigeria, smallholder farmers still provide 80% of the food consumed. However, most of the poor can still be found in rural areas, as farming is seen as a way of life. Connecting food producers to urban markets and then enhancing the flow of goods and products and the online digital information will improve the lives of the rural population, but also have an impact on the food security and the urban people. Then we're going to have a strategy to pursue incentives rural farmers to form micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and as part of the effort to commercialize agriculture in the state, establish grants and the concessional funding, low interest credit facilities during the planting season for farmers, with the option of paying back such credit with produce, provide real-time extension services to the rural farmers through face-to-face contact and electronically using viewing stations and phones, establish staple crop processing zones across the state by adopting biodiversity, organic, and the ecological method to produce crops that are 5 to 10 times more nutritious than the monoculture that are nutritionally backward. Establish community banks, electronic banking systems to facilitate access to credit, to promote a culture of saving with the objective of creating middle class groups in the rural areas, and then connecting the food producers to urban markets and enhancing the flow of goods and the products and of information will produce the lives, will improve the lives of the rural population, but also have an impact on the food security for the urban settlements. The youth should be encouraged to develop the digital platform to enhance activities of the farmers and the market.
These are very beautiful set goals, which if
I want to bring it to reality in northern Nigeria. Are we on this perspective?
No.
Are we going this way?
No.
Making Niger State an example, even in the mineral mining. Do you see concise effort to streamline the mining, to bring the miners into control, to make sure that the minerals that are in Niger State, lithium and gold, benefit the government?
No. In fact, when you're talking about when you are at least now those laudable that you talk about something very important, no urban rural linkages.
Urban rural linkages
yes.
to avoid the urban rural dichotomy.
Of course,
to the drift of the rural to urban.
Of
A
course.
lot of young men are running away.
Of course.
Back to urban centers.
Of course.
And no jobs. Nothing.
And there are huge resources in the rural areas.
Whereby there is a lot of money to be made
In the rural areas.
If you make the rural areas livable, if you give them credit to do the farming, if there is protection of the rural communities, there are communities that the bandits will write them a letter. For you to start this farming, you must bring so amount. And then there are bandits that are also into mining. So who is aiding and abetting them? Who is funding them? Who is arming them? How did we become no man's land? I don't know, really.
And what will interest you, what will surprise you is that most of these rural areas does not even have linking routes, so that if there is even security challenge, you want to kind of bring a reinforcement, they don't even have network. That's like, I know for communities in Zamfara state that it's so difficult for even security troops. So by the time all these development have been attracted to these places, the more development is coming, the more all these gangs, bad gangs are you are driving them away. You can drive it away with development. The last time we were talking with the prof, we were saying that how will these Koreans come into the country, come into the northern Nigeria to come and invest or to come and put their whatever intervention. He is now saying that we have to start it. By the time we start clearing clearing the ground, bringing technology into
you see, Apaya, there are 5. These concepts are very beautiful, very interesting. But do you see us going further? Let's say Badigi rice mill. Value is a value chain issue. Okay. Is it going to be government rice mill that have been abandoned, or private individuals are now milling using old Indian metal haulers? I wrote a proposal, went to back of industry, asking them for about $20,000. And what did I get? I said, let's visit my village. Let's see what I can offer. See my residence. See the factory I'm building. They said, unless you give us your certificate of occupancy.
So the location of your collateral.
Your location of your collateral is not marketable. That Badigi is not marketable. The headquarters of National Syrian Research Institute is not marketable. You see how primitive, how backward this country has become. And we are talking of intervention. You are talking of federal government intervention. You are talking of small-scale, medium and small-scale industrial loan facilities. And they are telling you that if you are not in the city, where you can grab your property and sell to recover our money, we are not giving you.
I think one of those issues we're having is that we are not having level-headed people. We don't have people who could broaden their horizon.
No, the point is that we having representation?
Yes.
If I'm in America or in England, I'll call my member of the parliament, or I'll call my House of Rep, or I'll call my senator if I'm in America, and I'll say, look, this is my problem. The office of the senator or the office of our rep or the office of the parliamentarian will follow up and report back to me. I'm not asking the senator, I'm not asking the senator, I'm not asking the senator, I say I'm a machine, I say I'm a motor. No. I want to set up a business. And the concomitant variation is that the challenges I have is that the environment is not cordial for my effort to invest into this. So the northern Nigerian government must go back to the value of Sardauna, the late Ahmadu Bello, the Sardauna of Sokoto. If you look at the Kakuri, the textile mills, the investment in Kaduna, Kakuri areas are by support of Sir Ahmadu Bello. The same thing with Bompai, the same thing with Sharada, the same thing with Sokoto Cement, the same thing with Guso, Zamfara, textile mills. The same thing with what happened in Funtua, Gineris and Rat. And then look at the cotton ginnery in Kontagora here. So when you look at the northern Nigeria today, where are the industries? Agricultural-based nation, let's assume we are a nation, but we have no single processing industry, only taking raw material to Lagos, coming to buy our raw maize to go to Lagos and manufacture animal feed.
Too bad. And you see, like I said, we can't sleep over the issue. We have to start something. For instance, this development plan, at least deliberating it, discussing it, I think it should be go a long way in awakening the spirit of those who are patriotic, those who have this same concept of developing the north, so that we begin to think about it. And that is why all the time we come here, Baba, I always want to make a comparative analysis, looking at what is happening in the southern part of the country. We're talking about how they are addressing issue of insecurity, so that at least investors that are coming, at least they can live it themselves there. Look at what beautiful thing they are doing now, and that is what brings the idea of thinking the unthinkable. If you sit back and think that nothing will happen.
In the case of the North, they came together.
No.
So even from the name, they got a wrong name. Yeah, if that means you manifest roadside gangsterism. You and the bandits, you are the two pence. You are in the same category. So, and therefore, that's why we don't have a collective strategy.
No.
And when we are talking of collective strategy, you have to classify all the urban areas of the state to establish a legal basis for defining function, responsibility, and occurable benefit to each category of cities, to establish physical cadastre for all towns and cities in the state, to provide up-to-date data bank on housing units in each by streets and then neighborhood. You have to now start marking the streets. And now, do you know what people this proposal is that? To facilitate effective revenue collection, enhance resource mobilization for implementing infrastructure and other developmental projects in the cities, provide a well-managed public space to allow human activities to flourish in cities, therefore fostering cultural interaction, creativity, social and economic activity, roads and drainages, social housing for the poor and the low-income families, and affordable housing for other categories of people. This is what's happening right now in Malaysia. Government will now say, okay, we are going to, let's say, Pago area. We are putting 5,000 houses there. Let's say we are going to Kampala. You know Kampala?
Yes, along the
Mekonkele. We are putting 5,000 units of houses there. And then we say, okay, we are going to not Mutunda is too far. Shakwata here. And we are putting another 5,000 housing unit. And then the 10% deposit. We bring in a developer. We guarantee the developer. We pay the insurance. Then the subscription is 10% or 20%. And then you pay the rest in the next 20, 30 years mortgage. Pay in 20, 30 years. And if somebody wants to buy if you want to buy off the property, take a loan, use the documentation of the house to pay. And then it's a community, it's a communal housing, 24-hour water supply, 24-hour electricity. It will have its own electricity, and it have a playground, it have a school for kindergarten, and it have its own security, and it's monitored 24 hours. It have all close camera network, and then it is built within a semi-forest. When you are building it, don't clear the land. Don't depopulate the land of the trees. Allow the trees to stand. Build the house within the ecosystem, ecology. Do you understand? All the roads, all the infrastructure, it has independent water supply. And that means if you are going to do industrial borehole, you do about 4 or 5 industrial borehole. And if you are going to do a solar farm, you do a solar farm that will give you 1,000 to 2,000 megawatts. And each house is connected. And each house have an internet. And then you have access to main highway. And then there is a grocery where you can buy food and you can buy everything. It's in a housing estate. That's what's happening in Thailand, happening in Indonesia, happening in India, happening in Far East.
You know, Baba, if you look at all these things.
So when you come to this place here, you are talking of social housing for the poor and low-income families and affordable housing, and then the mass transit would focus on high-speed electric train. You know why we're shouting this? Kaduna to Kaduna shouldn't be more than 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour. From here to Ilorin shouldn't be more than 40 minutes to 1 hour. Ilorin to Ibadan should not be more than that. Kaduna to Kano shouldn't be more than 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So Lagos to Kano should not be more than 3 to 4, maximum 5 hours. High speed, 150 to 200 kilometers per hour. But are we ready for that?
No, we are actually not ready.
Are we ready? Are we moving forward? When you are taking 13 billion naira, $13 billion to build a road from Calabar, from Lagos to Calabar, for what? For what for? Are we okay? Are we not really? If you want to go to Calabar from Lagos, why don't you put a ferry? Buy ferry, 4, 5 ferry, 6 ferry. Coastal ferry. Now to facilitate 24 hours, a ferry is going to Calabar from Lagos. And then use this money to build express high-speed train from Lagos to Kano. And from there to Katsina. Katsina to Maradi to Niger. If you like, transit to Niger to Algeria. To Morocco, Casablanca. Cross the Mediterranean Sea, and you are connecting with Spain, you are connecting with Europe. Am I correct?
You're very much correct.
So that is the dream. You are talking of mass transit that focus on high speed and then retrofitting the state capitals to make them smart. Remove the ghettos in the state capitals. Replan the state capital. Go to Bakungu. If there is a fire hazard, nobody goes there because there are no roads. The place was set up by Masungwa. They sell plots. There is no planning. There is no master plan. How when will you break up Bakungu and raise roads and raise the drainage and raise the water supply and raise electricity and make it safe? I don't know. I think.
Well, Baba, I think if you are thinking,
I think we are talking too much. We look like.
Not actually. It is a developmental plan.
So we are looking at. If you see the northern Nigeria, the sunny days are higher. We have a lot of sunlight. So extensive use of renewable energy system and components such as solar powered smart street light, smart homes, advanced meter infrastructure, open data, etc. Integrated solid waste management would focus on reducing, reusing, and the recycling waste. Design of the new buildings, housing offices based on the biophilic and bioclimatic architecture and zero and passive energy design concept to incorporate natural lighting, ventilation, and natural landscape features. And then adopt green master planning system to reduce the use of cars, develop a green economy, and green livelihood for the residents of the city and citizens of the state. Progressive decarbonization of the buildings, facilities, and services leading to carbon neutrality. They are still burning charcoal.
Charcoal. Sorry.
They are still burning charcoal. They are still carrying firewood. Most of the vehicles coming to Mina from Mekonkele, from other end of the town, are they not carrying firewood? Are they not carrying charcoal in large quantity?
Aggravating the issue of
climate change,
yes.
Global warming.
Global warming. And one thing you must understand, Baba, is this: it's very, very easy. This thing, we have.
Let me take a break.
We have to start.
Okay, take a break. Take a break.
ka maka fata in ka iya o ciki na ka dubba kamar Najeriya gidan daɗi Najeriya ga farin jini.
Yes, listeners of Badege Radio, thank you very much for always staying right here with us. And as we are discussing, focusing on the developmental target of the northern Nigeria, remember we've told you earlier that this is a developmental plan that is geared towards, uplifting the great image of the northern Nigeria, and it is, concept that is open for all. Whosoever feel he has something to offer to the development of the North, reviving the lost glory. It's open a platform, and this is the more reason why we are calling on all meaning Northerners who actually wishes to see that North has a gallop to the top to actually tune into this project. You can support the project in every means possible, financially, morally, whatever concept you think it is there to push this narration, so that at least we can't move forward. Like we have said, our southern counterpart have actually advanced. They are moving, and in the spirit of thinking the unthinkable, anything can happen. It's as the dynamics of life we can never run away from the dynamics of life. Today we are operating a democracy, a federal system of government. It could turn to be whatever a system, regional government, where everybody will have to deal with the resources you have. So, and that is more reason why the proponent of this project I find it good to bring it, so that at least we shouldn't be left behind. The discussion should commence, so that whenever the northern leaders feel it is time for them to swing into action, already development plan is already on ground. They will push it. So we are calling on everybody to join it. So at this point in time, we want to open our phone line, so that if there is any contributor, anybody who feel he has one thing or the other to offer to this laudable project that has been designed to move the northern states to the greater high, you can join that. You can join the conversation via our telephone line 091 3857 9001. And today's discussion, so far so good. We are looking at developing Barrow Port, so that at least it will be the economic hub of the North, because when you have borders in the waterways, a lot of goods will be coming through this direction, and of course it will now be a gateway to other part of the world. And Barrow Port has been there with a lot of resources. So again, when we look at the mineral resources in therein, it's something to be reckoned with. With a deliberate plan, investors could actually be attracted to this part of the North. Again, somebody have argued that the North has been divided into a sub-region, and this is he said it is a deliberate attempt to weaken the North. But again, since you have identified that there is a deliberate attempt to weaken you, what do? You have the potentiality. Why don't you work on regions? You have the North Central, you have the Northwest, and you have the Northeast, and all of these regions are endowed with natural resources. For instance, here in the North Central, you have water bodies. You have a very, very fertile land that can feed the whole of the country, the whole of West Africa. You have a lot of farming activities that can come up to actually help in generating revenue, not to build the for instance Niger State alone, but the entire north and the country. So why don't we the northern governors in the central states, why don't they have a kind of a synergy of coming together? For instance, Niger and Kaduna, these two governors can come together to start thinking, okay, how do we have a very suitable linking road? You can't have a rail project that will link Niger to Kaduna. From Kaduna, you can have another, understanding with government of Katsina, so that at least there Katsina and Kaduna could be linked. From there, Katsina can think of linking its road to Zamfara and Kebbi State. From Zamfara, you can link it to Sokoto, and before you know it, you don't have to wait for federal government to begin to do this thing. And all of these things does not require much. All what it requires is the political goodwill to start all these things. By the time you start, you have a lot of advanced country who actually see the potentialities in Nigeria, but all they needed for them to come in is the level playground, is the leadership actually are going to be consistent in terms of their developmental plan, so that by the time this government is facing, another government should not come and say, okay, I'm changing the direction. So have a developmental plan, have a way of linking the entire northern state with railway. You can start, between, if the northern governors can come together and said they should contribute 500 million naira to build headquarters of the north. You understand? It means that if there is a political goodwill, then there's going to be a way that you can surmount all these challenges the north is facing. Today, the north is left with issue of insecurity, and as if we don't have a people who will help us out. Since there has been outcry here and there, day and night, and of course, the Suko has not come yet. Why don't northern governors begin to think of, okay, how do we secure the north so that at least we can woo investors to come into the north? So that is, some of the discussion. So I think we are calling on well-to-do individuals in the north and within and outside the country who actually want to see the north going to a greater height, to come into, to queue into this project, buy into this project, whatsoever you feel you can bring as a plus to the statistic that is already on ground, so that we can move forward very rapidly. You're very much welcome. So please, our phone line is open anywhere you are listening to us in the world. We are talking about developmental target for the north, and we already have a project on ground that actually have designed the roadmap, the blueprint on how best to get to the promised land. All that is needed is support, and this support, like I said, it can come in different angles. You know how this type of project is being driving. So whichever way you feel you can support the project, you are welcome. Let's pick a call here. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Abdullah Galadim Afuka.
Okay, Abdullah Galadim, you are welcome to the program, sir.
You see, this is a very nice program. An eye-opener to Northerners, the Northerners. I remember 1965, I was in Barrow when my uncle was the education officer in that area. I was still in primary school. But the kind of development we were seeing at that time is not what we are seeing today. That place needs a serious government attention. The former roads we used to follow earlier from Barrow to Kano, and Cesaria was a very good opportunity for we, the youth, to develop attention. What is export? What is import? So please, I want northern Nigeria, the elders we have, not the type we have Kaduna then. They mean well for everybody, not respecting religion, tribal, or whatever, but what they wanted a political development. Please, let's come back to these dreams. Our leaders, please, a word is enough for the white. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful call. Yes, this is a call to our northern leaders. It's a clear call. Let's come together irrespective of our religion, ethnic and tribal differences. The north is the only place we have. We must therefore guide and of course develop it jealously. So in doing this, we'll have to put all hands on deck. And the people who are expected to be the major drivers of this move are our elected leaders, the governors to be precise. If the governors have a political goodwill to actually uphold the lost glory of the north, it's very easy. I could remember sometimes, in the north, when we have Dr. Muazu Babangida Alu as the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, we have what we call a Sedona Foundation. That thing have actually, it has a very good standing. But at the end of the day, it went into hibernation because there is not much political goodwill in it, and that is why that very, very beautiful concept was actually led to go into a coma. But it still can be revived because something has been started. A lot of studies have been made, and again, when we were thinking about Barrow to be the major economic hub of the north, if this idea is actually being conceptualized very well, and the drivers take it is very serious, we can at least start from somewhere. Let's identify where is the major potentialities in the north. Where can we first, so that at least going forward we begin to identify or advance, because already, like I said, we have 19 northern states, and there is no any single state in the northern Nigeria that is not endowed with one resources or the other. For instance, in Niger State, where we have Barrow Port on its own, is a very, very big, endowment you are having there that if properly harnessed, you can have a very beautiful, a project stage in Barrow because of the water, the seaport that is there. Again, still within that zone, you have, vital land that you can, grow rice and some other farm, this thing that you can, be self-sufficient when it comes to production of rice, and of course export to the foreign country for other things. Again, still within those axes, again you have gas and other mineral deposit that you can be able to extract, and it will be an economic potentialities that will hold So from there you can begin to develop other part of the north. The same way the northern part of the country, the granite pyramid in the north was used to develop the now Niger Delta area, talking about the oil extraction. That oil industry that that remained the economic hub of the country was built with the resources made from the north, particularly from the granite pyramid. So I think if we can start somewhere, focus attention on a particular place, generate a lot of resources, gather and begin to pinpoint some other potentialities that is there in other part of this state in the north. Before you know it, the whole of the north will be chained together in terms of connectivity in road, in rail, in other things. We can advance, but by the time the northern leaders are not coming together, it's a very, very big challenge.
Which northern leader?
Alto, you need leaders.
Which northern leader?
To champion the cause.
Why are the leader? Who is the leader? Apaya, sometimes I really pity you. So, because do you know why?
No.
You are still dreaming dreams. Like in the Bible, they say your children will dream dreams. You are dreaming dreams.
But the society,
because look at the culture of center peripheral dichotomy, center peripheral contradiction. The elite of the north, the Mboko of the north, that benefited from Sardauna, the traditional families of the north that remain the captains of industry, the emirs having shares in companies, the emirs asking you to be a client, the emirs asking you to come and kowtow in the palace, the emirs asking you to throw away your identity and then become my worshipper. No matter how brilliant you are, no matter how creative you can be, the emirs see you as a threat.
And some of them even
and the Mboko, those who benefited from Sardauna, to today become what they are, they don't want competition. Okay, take Badegi Radio as an example. Have you seen a singular individual that can be able to stand up, except very one or two people that was okay, Badegi Radio, I'm donating 50 million or 100 million? Babu,
as a support.
Nobody. There is none. And before even the radio came to be, how many people did we talk to? Those that matters in the society. They refused. Why should we give you a support? Why should we give you a voice? You are a renegade. There's a mobile then is a chance as well that you are coming to disturb us. The status quo, they don't want any, and that's why Europe and America develop, because there is no status quo. There is no way ubanshi. There is no when it's what is killing Nigeria, especially northern Nigeria, is this retrogressive culture of servant master-servant relationship. So long some people are second-class citizens, so long some people are servants, so long you are talking of Fulani hegemony over the greater populace, you are in trouble. Don't you see Lamido Sanusi Lamido going to have a pure Fulani conference? Meaning what? The houses that are traditional houses, when they come together and have their pure conference, Hausa pure conference, when the berries come together and say we are burying the Fulani yoke of the Emirates system is dragging us back. Let's be realistic and let's be open and let's confront our problem. The northern Nigeria today is backward because we lack leaders that are thinking for northern Nigeria. We have leaders that are thinking for themselves. That's what Kure used to say. They took their money to Dubai. Public resources were diverted to Dubai.
And within a twinkle of an eye,
within a twinkle of the eye, those resources are no longer. The Dubai exchange has closed. And the Trump cannot continue to fight simply because all the underground data cables pass through the Strait of Hormuz. If you sever those cables, all the businesses in that Gulf states, GCC, are gone. The cables, the data cables, goes through. It's not the shipping alone that matters. It's the data cable. All your salaries, all your financial transactions, all your cloud computing goes through. You think cloud computing is point to point? No, it's solid cable.
That is sending signal.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
The signal goes through solid live wire. Wire you can touch. Buried submarine. The world computer centers are connected through solid cable. Very little percentage terrestrial. Even the satellite that is distributing internet have the solid cable on the ground to fall back to. Do you agree with me? So when you are looking at the community engagement strategy, community engagement is the broadest sense, build bridges between government and the people. When the government have a different idea, when a bridge are you going to build? When the government believe in infrastructure, and that infrastructure is decorative.
Okay, just look at, for instance, now, discussing this point now. If you're thinking about building bridges, there are places which can be useful. For instance, now,
no,
if
we are not talking of bridge as a bridge.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
No, listen, you don't understand. Community engagement in the broadest sense, build bridges between the government and its people, can be seen as a move from a more elitist, bureaucratic mode of governance towards the more participative, inclusive citizenry and the disadvantaged groups. We are talking of the bridge we are talking about. It's not a flyover.
I understand.
And it's not a bridge over that where there's no river. We are talking of linkages. Participatory. And that's what the Taliban Tambari Kakara was saying. Participatory democracy.
Yes.
Bringing people to participate in what is not one man show.
Thank you
it's
very
not
much.
about Nini Naked, Nini Gomna, Nini Shugabankasa, Nini Minister. Nini chairman, abunda negadama na zin. You are there, you are representing people, and you are going to work on their. You are a servant, you are a chief servant, putting back a Taliban's concept. You are a servant, and that's why Taliban organized Jama'ah Forum to go and listen to what the people are saying.
That is the bridge you're talking
about. And
about.
then the Taliban never go to Jama'ah Forum to collect cows and cattle. Rather, he empower communities, he empower cooperatives. He empower youth groups. Whenever he goes to Jama'ah Forum, they'll be distributing funds, checks for community groups that are supposed to set up small scale businesses.
That's the linkages, that's the connection. That
is how it goes. It's a sort of strategy for effective community engagement and citizen participation to be institutionalized in urban governance of state and the LG area. This can be seen as an invisible thread that bring people, that bind people to the urban environment in which they live and the places they consider home. Strategy for institutionalizing community engagement to ensure that the stakeholders fully understand the policies, programs, and projects before implementation. You go back to the people and listen to them.
Of course.
What do they want to be done with their money? It's not what your hallucinatorious conceptualization of development. It's not some development are hallucinations.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I mean, the flyovers you're having, is it not hallucination?
It is.
Are you hosting World Cup? FIFA World Cup? Are you hosting Commonwealth Games? I'm asking you.
Whatever the government, that's not what the government said. They said beautifying the sound.
Excuse me, Oga. Let's be realistic and let's be mature people. Let's use talent and intellectualism. It's when you are hosting World Cup, when you are hosting African Cup of Nations, when you are hosting Commonwealth Games, when you are hosting Olympic Games, when you have F1, MotoGP, then you can do all this infrastructure. But Hakaway, no traffic, nothing. Hakaway, you wake up with overhead bridge, 5 Amina.
5.
Typical village, Mina village, Kawe Ngwadi, that Labour is taking over from 1920, 1918. Labour and Titi, Garin Labour.
I think we don't do it's a mismatch priority.
It's not a mismatch. And so you are going to talk of the key to go beyond the idea generation and start getting people involved in the solution as well, and then promote citizen participation in co-creating and various solutions to be implemented. Launch campaign to keep our state clean. Also, you are going to do tree planting, proper disposal of waste, and then enhancing people's quality of life, and then as a way of cultivating propriety pride by Nigerites in their state. And then
I think, Baba, because of our time is already fast.
Why is at any time we have this program, time run away?
See, and that is to tell you that the leaders have to be up and doing.
But what I'm asking you, why is
the time flies? Most importantly,
why that when you start
the time always flies when you have a very beautiful concept. If you have a beautiful concept, times always.
But what I'm asking you, those we are talking to, do they know what we are talking about?
They know.
Do they have education capacity to digest what we are setting about?
But we are breaking it in a manner that they understand. You
mean the northern leaders?
Yes.
Have capacity to digest where everybody is selfish?
Yes,
from Gombe to Bauchi, everybody is building flyover in villages where there are no traffic, where there are no people, building personal palaces.
You've just talked about servants.
Yes.
Servant masters.
Yes.
Relationship. So you want to.
Do you know what Hadisika did in his village? He built a palace.
For what?
For nothing.
Of what benefit?
The money that could have gone into processing industry.
The person who couldn't give you your own Nigerian airline. He deceived Nigerian to go and hire airline, print it. So the money has been taken to
and then pay a logo. Even though we are going to do wet lease, why don't you wet lease? Bring in an aircraft, hire it with its crew, and then fly our flag. Lagos, London. We can break even Lagos, London. Let's say Lagos, London, 1 million. Daily, you have daily flight, 2 flights, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. 2 flights to London daily, 1 from Lagos, 1 from Abuja. 2 flights coming back from London daily. Fly Nigerian flag.
Well, but it's just a matter of time. I said,
which time?
We have checked. I said, knock. I shall be open. We shall continue to knock until the door is open.
Day?
It will be open, God's willing.
When we meet people like me, we are on our way out.
Don't worry, your spirit will always be there. Thank you very much, Baba. We want to appreciate you, operator and listeners. That is where we come to the end of this program for today. Until next week, Wednesday, same time, when we bring you another very interesting packet of the program. Today, I am Usman Apaya. Thank you for listening. God bless you and goodbye for now.